A young intern at Ogilvy, Canada, called Hunter Somerville, who was working in improv in Toronto and got a part-time job in advertising, and was given the job of advertising 슈레디스. Now, this is the most perfect case of creating intangible, added value without changing the product in the slightest. 슈레디스 is a strange, square, whole-grain cereal, only available in New Zealand, Canada, and Britain. It's Kraft's peculiar way of rewarding loyalty to the crown. In working out how you could relaunch 슈re디스, he came up with this.
슈re디스 is supposed to be square.
Have any of these diamond shapes got a...
New Diamond 슈re디스 cereal. Same 100% whole grain wheat in a delicious diamond shape.
Now, I'm not sure this is the most perfect example of intangible value creation. All it requires is photons, neurons, and a great idea to create this thing. And I have to say, it's a work of genius, but naturally you can't do this kind of thing without a little bit of market research.
So 슈re디스 is actually introducing a new product, which is something very exciting for them. So they're introducing new diamond 슈re디스. Isn't it interesting? I just want you to look at the box there. So I just want to get your first impressions when you see that, and you see the diamond 슈re디스 box there.
Are they square?
I'm a little bit confused.
They look like squares.
It's all in the appearance, but it's kind of like thinking about a 6 or a 9, like a 6. Flip it over, it looks like a 9, but a 6 is very different from a 9. And never in a W, exactly.
Actually, when you don't see it, like when I sat there, I think you just look like you turn on its end, but when you see it like that, it's more interesting. Like it.
Just try both of them. Take a square one there first. What did you prefer first of all?
First one.
The first one.
Now, naturally, actually, debate raged. There were conservative elements in Canada, unsurprisingly, who actually resented this intrusion. So eventually the manufacturers actually arrived at a compromise, which was the combo pack. Now, if you think it's funny, bear in mind there's an organization called the American Institute of Wine Economics, which actually does extensive research into perception of things and discovers that except for among perhaps 5 or 10% of the most knowledgeable people, there is no correlation between quality and enjoyment in wine, except when you tell the people how expensive it is, in which case they tend to enjoy the more expensive stuff more. So drink your wine blind in future. But this is both hysterically funny, but I think an important philosophical point, which is going forward, we